Good morning. It's Friday, March 13th. It's the S&P 500. You'll notice here I'm still on the March contract, and I'm going to walk through this on the March contract, and then I'm going to switch over here and I'm going to talk about the June contract for a minute. So pay attention to that part because it'll be interesting here. So what a wild week. All right. So 4 limit downs during the week, and now we have a limit up right here, and very possible we open and limit up again with all the buying that's happening. So just completely crazy. Okay, let's look at, we can leave that on there. So, we're looking at a 1 minute. Let's go to a 10 minute. Actually, okay, so here's where we have a limit up, and then you can see we haven't been back up here since we had this drop, so that's of course pretty likely. So these kinds of markets, it's really difficult to talk about a top or a bottom. The best thing you can do is ride it in the direction it's going. What we can see is that since they've been selling off from over here, we haven't really come back up to this area. And so this would make sense to come back up here if they can get a lot of buying going still. So back up to this area would make sense, and even up here would make sense. And yeah, so somewhere here then, we can obviously pull back a bit still, depending on how that looks. There's been a lot of buying, so I don't know how much, and the order book is way imbalanced right now. So there's a lot of buying happening. Very possible we could limit up again. But I'd say this area and then up above this area very easily. We're back up into here again. We just have a long ways that we can go on this whole sell-off. I mean, remember we started this thing at like 3,400 and we're down 1,000 points on the S&P since then. So the best thing I can tell you about today is just be smart about how you try to, if you're trading on the March contract, try to use the CPs as much as possible, and then really holding this area if there's some kind of a pullback. This is 150 points. I mean, it's hard to call 150 points a pullback, but in this market. So if they pull back, just watch these CPs for pullbacks. But I want to talk about something here real quickly about the June contract. So notice the price right here is 25.95, and that's the March contract. And if we go over here to, where are we? The June contract, you'll notice the price is 13 points lower on the June contract. So part of what you're paying for in the futures market is you're paying for a premium that you're getting time. So the March contract is going to expire here pretty quick, and the June contract is going to go all the way out till June. And the June contract is 13 points cheaper right now. That makes no sense. So that's going to have to get flipped around. So there's really just one of two ways this could go. They either bring the price of the June contract up and offset while they're leaving the, or I mean, I guess it's basically the June contract price has to come up above the March contract price. It doesn't have to happen today, but it does have to happen. And then the March contract has got to come back down below the June contract price. So however they're going to sort that out, this is, I've observed this a few times, and they're going to have to sort this out here. And yeah, so the March contract is too high right now. The price is too high. So they'll have to sort out March and June, and we'll see how they end up doing that. So the CPs on the June contract are probably going to be a little bit skewed right now. Yeah, and I think what it is, I'm not sure that the June contract is too high, but I think the March contract is actually just way too high. Just doesn't make sense. So we'll see how they end up treating that and what they do with that. But it's going to be something to pay attention to, how these two prices correlate with each other. And we'll see if they adjust it today. And I'll keep you posted on how that goes. But again, you can see this, yeah, these are just going to be a little bit, the CPs are just going to be a little bit skewed here today on the June contract. So you may want to stick with the March contract for today for that purpose. Or you may want to have both pulled up and be watching for where the March contract is trading around a CP, and then just, you know, see how those are correlated. A little tricky on that part. So I just want you to know what's going on with that. The prices are a little bit weird, and that's going to change how things are going to work here today. So they'll get that sorted out, and I'll keep you posted. Obviously, I'll be active today in the live trade signals, and so I'll see you there, and trade safe.